What's up, man?
It's good.
How you doing?
Doing good.
RAKWEON Kent.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to have you on this project, on this series. As we spoke before, you know what I'm saying. I want to be able to share and learn at the same time about people that I've come across in my life, or that I'm meeting in my future, and I feel like they have a great story to tell. They have a great mission. They have a great personality. They have a great energy that I've been drawn to, and I think other people would be blessed and privileged to be drawn to as well. So I'm glad to have you here, and welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Dre, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Y'all here,
So,
man.
You're here in Hungary. This is your second year playing football in Europe. Just kind of, give the people an introduction. You know what I'm saying? I could have done an introduction, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's good to hear from the source. It's not like bragging. It's you just telling people who you are, what you've done, what you've accomplished. And we won't get into the nitty gritty yet. We won't get into that big topic yet. But just kind of tell people like where you're from, and things of that nature.
Okay. I'm RAKWEON Kent from Farmville, North Carolina, 252 to be exact. I'm just blessed to be here, man. The first year I was in Nitra, Slovakia.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Slovakia or Czech Republic?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And it was great, man. I learned a lot of things. The main thing, just the culture, man, just how everything goes overseas. And, the laws, what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. And, this year I'm playing with the Dior Saints in Hungary, Budapest. It's just a blessing, man. I'm just happy to be here, year 2. And I'm excited to see what's in store for me.
Right. How did everyone's story is different as far as how they get to Europe, My story was a little bit of a interesting transition or interesting, moment in time in my life. But what about you? How did you hear about football in Europe in the first place?
Yes, sir. Shout out to my mentor, and my coach for the team I played back in USA, North Carolina Rebels. It was a semi-pro team.
Cool.
It was the head coach for Aron, and he just put me on out here, man. He had I want to say a friend that he knew. His name James Sutton, but we called him the Third. We built a tight bond.
He played ball?
Yes, he played at NC State.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he ended up coaching over here for a couple years, and he just just gave me an opportunity. I was playing basketball one random day. He called me out the blue. I thought he was about to chew me out about game time or something. But it was a great call, man. He just come like, hey, your opportunity knocking. Are you ready for it? So I talked to my family, and I got a chance to talk to Coach Sutton and everything, and we set everything up. Next thing you know, my first flight.
That's cool. Did you go through your players, or you use someone's reference to get to connected to a team?
Yes, I used a reference. I didn't know too much about Euro player at the time. Cause I never thought I would end up balling overseas. So he was connected to him, and he said we're looking for an offensive lineman, and I was his guy.
Shout out to Euro players, man. They're really doing a great job connecting players, coaches, and they even, we play football, but they even do like basketball, softball, lacrosse, things like that. So shout out to Euro players for sure. For doing their thing, connecting. Players from overseas, coaches from all over the world as well. It's a great platform. It's a great platform. That's how I got started.
Yes,
that's how I got started. Was able to connect with different people as well. So it was a great platform. From your childhood, like kind of take us back, like. So North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Number one, I want to know like what's the difference?
Man,
why is there such a strong a strong stamp? Like no, if I say you from South Carolina, no, I'm from North Carolina.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's the difference? Does North Carolina have a dictator running their?
Oh no, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We love each other. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different in a way. Like they have their own lingo.
Okay.
So they would have more people. I would say from Atlanta, maybe Florida, whatnot, and then North Carolina we have more other upstate people coming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? New York, Baltimore, and stuff. So it mixed it. And then it's like South Carolina get pretty hot, and Fulmer is kind of a choker. I mean, between everything, so we get hit with storms, but not as bad. So it's like kind of remind me out here like you'll have sunny days, be warm.
Yeah.
There's no rain and it's cold. Like
interesting. So the climate changes even between the two states.
yes, it's sort of kind of because Myrtle Beach is a real big beach out there. So
And that's South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've been there. And then there's no beaches in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, North Carolina we got some, but it's not like big like Myrtle Beach,
Got
but
you.
we still have some nice ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man, because shout out to Tim, but I think he's from North Carolina. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's from one of the Carolinas, but whenever I mess it up, he's like, no, I'm from this Carolina. So I'm like, all right, I got to ask you, like, what's the difference really?
Yeah, it's a difference, like
For
for
sure?
sure.
For real?
But it's all love though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, like tell us, your upbringing. When did you start playing football, for example, and how was that journey up until middle school, high school, ultimately to college? You played in college, and then coming to Europe.
Yes, it just like I can say I really started taking it serious probably around sophomore year of high school.
Really?
Yes, because at first I wanted to do game design. I wasn't even thinking about football. But
Game designing.
Yes.
So remember when I asked you the question, what would be something that would surprise someone to know about you?
Yes.
And you didn't mention this.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
this would be that thing.
Yes.
Okay, we can talk about it later, but continue. You started playing football as a sophomore in college, in high school?
No, actually I started playing like 7th grade.
Okay,
so
okay.
I was just playing because, want to try something new and try to, be athletic. Like
Yeah.
I'm a country man, so I'm out here country just playing around, but I really want to know the fundamentals for it. So I took it, kind of played around with it, but I took it serious at the same time. And then freshman year, I just decided to play again and start getting a little bit more serious for me. And sophomore year, I started feeling like, okay, I kind of like this. Like I get to hit people without getting in trouble.
Sure.
Like let me turn up a little bit.
Yeah. So like usually we start out. I mean, the question is kind of like a two-way thing. Like we usually start out playing sports in the States 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yes.
What were you doing at that point in time in your life? What sports were you picking up?
No sports. Like I would play like 2K or Madden and stuff, but
that's video games.
Yeah.
I'm talking about physical activity.
But none. I'd just be outside just playing.
Okay.
Like because the rec league, I believe at the time it was a weight limit, and I was always a big kid.
Okay.
So they were like, you had to drop this much pounds to drop this weight. I'm like, I don't know, because my grandma always cooked good all the time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of hard for me. And then once start looking further into it, middle school came around, and that's when I took the opportunity to play.
That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. Whenever I think about greats, NFL greats, a lot of times too, you'll get guys who don't start playing football until their sophomore, not even sophomore year, senior year in high school. One story that always sticks out to me is Curtis Martin. He was a running back for the Jets. He started playing football as a senior in high school.
Wow.
And the only reason why he got into playing football is because he was like, he was into the streets and stuff like this. And his mother was like, either going to play football or I'm going to send you away. So he went to go play football, and he ended up being Curtis Martin, Hall of Famer. So,
Right.
I always think like, yeah, it's good to start off early as a child, moving around, playing different types of sports, but sometimes you just have that God-given talent. You just got that God-given talent, and no matter when you start, you can make it happen. That's cool. You're from North Carolina.
Yes.
All right. You're from the South. I'm from New York. So, you know what I'm saying? Like being in the Northeast, it's a lot of. I can say we probably live in a fence for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
we don't know too much about what's going on outside of New York usually. I was fortunate enough to move up north. I lived in Vermont. I went to high school in Vermont, and then I was in Massachusetts and Rhode Island when I went to college. But give me, because I'm always learning about the South. Like I'm always learning, picking up things about the South because I never really experienced it. Shoot. Now my family lives in Atlanta, but I've only been to Florida, for example. And I don't know if you guys consider that like the South.
No, we consider the South.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give the viewers and learn me some more. Like, what is the culture down there? You know what I'm saying? From sports to fashion to mindsets.
Yes. Basically, just from a sports aspect, it's just like we know all the time get out the mud.
Yeah.
We got a lot of NBA players. I don't know too many NFL players, but basketball is real good around there, and it just like everybody want to make it. You know, small town. You know, want to be small town heroes and want to be this celebrity. So I would say like it's a grind for real, and it just like every day you just gotta know you gotta get it because somebody out there working harder while you sleeping.
True.
Yeah,
True.
and then like the culture, like the vibes, like food. When it comes to food, man, everything fried. I can't lie to you.
But you say you like that stuff, or you don't? You just don't like fish?
No, I don't like seafood. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do that seafood. But everything fried, and it's like we got meals that'll be like good for your soul. Like not just only just good. Like okay, it tastes good.
That soul food.
Yeah, that soul food. Like I love you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because you always talking about having Thanksgiving dinner every time you have dinner. So
shout out to my grandma. That's all right there.
That's what's up.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I mean, I feel like the South is like this really wholesome, very hearty, very warm type of culture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Where we got, New York has its spaces. The Northeast has its spaces with like Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts, but it's a little bit more gritty. It's a little bit more, not gritty, it's a little bit more like fast paced. It's a little bit more like competition. Everything's moving a lot fast. And maybe a lot of times people don't slow down to appreciate family, for example, or appreciate the person next to them, their neighbors and things like that. So yeah, it's always good for me to meet someone from the South and kind of like pick up what I came to Europe and appreciated was like family.
Yes.
Was like people really trying to stick together, and I feel like in the States, I'm sure there's plenty people that have the same type of family dynamic, but on the surface, it's not like we don't really do it. We're moving different states. We're going away for school. We're, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's split up. So it's good to hear that dynamic and that vibe and that energy still going in the States. So you said you wanted to be a graphic designer, a video game designer?
Yes, sir.
What's the inspiration behind that?
It's just like first of all, I'm an anime fan, so it's like.
What's your favorite anime?
Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Yeah,
like anybody know me, they know I talk about that all the time.
I know. I grew up on that.
Yes, sir. And it's like, man, they just like how you set up the games, like what makes you like get other people to buy into it, like getting like attracted to the game, like oh yeah, I gotta get this when they come out.
Okay.
And that's why we're looking forward to like just how do this power move look so graphic like compared to the TV show. I used to be into that.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you wanted to do original story, like original games, or you wanted to bring stories and put them into digital game form?
Yes, original, like make my own.
Oh, okay.
Yes, have my own brand, like have a sequel to it. Like this is 1, this is 2, 3.
That's pretty dope.
But not like keep on continuing. Like I want to have a final big one that be the game of the year or something like that.
I can dig that. What type of games do you play now?
Mainly a lot of like I want to say like Madden, 2K. Of course, I have my anime games with fighting and stuff. That's really my favorite, like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the stuff
Street
like
Fighter
that.
is my thing.
Yes, sir. I love that too.
You can't see me in Street Fighter.
Oh man, we gotta see that.
Or Tekken.
Whew, we got that at the house too.
Or Dead or Alive.
Oh man.
What else we got? Soul Calibur.
Oh, Soul Calibur. We can run
Yeah.
that.
I love fighting games too.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite game of all time?
Favorite game, man. It's gonna have to be. I played a lot of good games. I want to say Mortal Kombat Armageddon, cause that has like a big roster, a great storyline, and you get to create your own Mortal Kombat character. Like it doesn't get no better than that. Yes, sir.
This is the new one that came out?
Actually, this is like an old game back on the PS2, but I would definitely go back and play that game.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, man.
I didn't know they had that one. I used to play Mortal Kombat a lot. That was dope. You remember? Killer Instinct? Do you remember Killer Instinct?
Yes, sir. I remember that.
On Nintendo? It was Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64, and I think it was on GameCube too.
Oh, for real?
Yes, sir.
That joint's fly.
Yeah, I remember
Killer
that.
Instinct. That joint's fly. I love fighting games, and I love role-playing games. My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nostalgic. They came out with a remake just recently, like a whole remake. They remastered it, so it looks modern and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I played the demo, but I don't know. I think the original is always better usually.
Like always.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's dope. So, I mean, on the storyline, we got to high school. You know what I'm saying? What happens now? Like, how's your high school career, and what happens, through your recruiting process? And I think this is important for you to express and explain because a lot of times the recruiting process is painted like, okay, you go to college, you go to high school, and if you're a good player, you're going to end up in this one of these big, big schools, or go to D1, D1 AA and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of times really good players kind of like slip through the cracks because the coaching staff might not be equipped or know their wherewithal in the recruiting system. The guidance counselors and the teachers and the principals and the people, all the administrators in the school don't really know how to navigate that as well. And then on top of that, on the other hand, players, the guy who wants to go to the next level might not understand or have been guided, whether it might be a friend, people before him, obviously school people and things like that, his coaches. He doesn't know how to ask the right questions. He doesn't know how to navigate that recruiting space. So what was it like for you? And do you think you could have made it better? And how would it have been better for you if it wasn't if it didn't turn out to how you wanted it to turn out?
Basically, like after high school, I didn't think I was gonna play college football. I actually took a break and I just started working. Also, I never started working out, but I just had a job with it. So my cousin, he called me on an opportunity at a junior college, and I just took the opportunity. Maybe I should have looked a little bit more into it, but you know how it is. You get an opportunity, like, man, I gotta take this. I don't know if I'm getting on the call like that.
Sure.
And I took it. Don't get me wrong, it was a great experience, but I believe we could have been treated more fairly, and we could have been more aware of things.
Okay.
But I thank that school for giving me an opportunity and see how college is like.
Sure.
I learned a lot. Like I said, you never know what you're into until you're into it.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
that took me for a journey, but the competition level and the people that I met, that's something I would cherish forever. But I would say for the young people out there, just make sure you do your research. Just make sure they look at you as a football player, but also as a person too. Right. That's the main thing. And just be loyal on your word. That's what it's all about. Like, don't feed me dreams, feed me facts. Like, just keep it real with me.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So you're, as we spoke about the junior college, that was the one that went under?
Yes.
What happened with that situation?
I don't know, man. We just started playing games, and everything was going good. We had a successful training camp, and things just started to crumble a little bit, piece by piece. We had things that happened that shouldn't happen, but it did. And then later, after that football season, the program just shut down, and everybody went their separate ways. And that way, this really taught me a lesson. Like, everything is good, but anything can happen in a matter of time. So I'm kind of grateful for that opportunity to let me know, like, okay, if you really want it, how will you bounce back for that?
Right.
And are you willing to take the steps to get back to that level?
That's what's up. That's what's up. And how was the bounce back, and how were you able to, come from that situation and then get to the next situation you played? You continue to play in school?
That's when I switched over to the semi-pro league.
Oh, okay.
CFA.
Straight to semi-pro.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Semi-pro.
And a lot of people overlook that. It's a lot of great ballers out there. You got people that done great things in college that take you under their wing like they done me. And you also have people like may not get that playing time in college, but they also may shift over and play like game two to sharpen up their skills.
Really?
Yes. But they're not supposed to do that. But
okay.
It's all good. But a lot of time, it's just a lot of people that's older and take you on the weeds and teach you the correct way to play football and how to treat yourself. Like, if you want to go here, you gotta do blase. You gotta change your mindset. You gotta be ready for it.
So
yes,
that could be like a farm for guys that want to get to college too.
Yes, so
they're not being paid in semi-pro.
No, they're not. Well, you have some organizations that may pay you.
Okay.
And you got some that might do it on the table, and then most times you just do it for the film.
Yeah.
And to keep yourself, ready for the next level, just in case you get a call.
That's cool, because I mean, the semi-pro circuit in the USA, I know exists, but it's not. There's not too much light shown on it. You know, you have obviously you have the NFL, then you have the USFL, XFL, and you'll have like arena football. Did you play arena football?
I did trying to give it a shot with a couple teams, but I realized I like to keep it outside.
Yeah.
That's a different ball game.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. If you think you can transition from the field to the inside arena, that's a whole different ball game.
I can imagine. I didn't play arena football. I had some tryouts, but I didn't pursue that. Yeah, it's different. It's
For real.
different. That's cool. So yeah, that's dope. So already the ups and downs through the football situation, the football experience, but you managed to continue playing. You managed to keep yourself in body and shape. So from that point, from that moment to now, you know what I'm saying? We usually go to school, we finish school, then we try to pursue the pros, where we try to play outside in Europe.
Yes.
Tell us, you had a situation where your career almost was finished.
Yes.
Let alone maybe even your life. You know, how does that happen? What happened, and how do you get to sit here in front of me right now in Budapest?
Well, first of all, I gotta say big up to God. Because without God, none of this would be possible.
Yeah.
And He's just awesome. That's all I can say about that. And on September 5th, 2021, I had a stroke, a seizure, and I had a blood clot on the brain, man. And I had to get air flown. I was from people from North Carolina. I was from Rocky Mount, flown to Greenville, ECU Hospital.
How far is that?
If you're driving, probably like 45 minutes, but my situation was very critical, so they had to get me.
Okay.
And I stayed in the hospital from September 5th to October 4th or 5th, I want to say. And that right there really taught me another lesson as well. Like, I would say it really brought me more stronger mentally and definitely physically. I had to learn how to talk again, get my voice right, walk again, and I only had like 3% function on my right side. So that was definitely a journey itself. Like, if I didn't have the faith and like supportive like family, I don't know where I've been, but the only thing I can say is a blessing, and I'm blessed to be here to talk with you now.
For sure, that's cool. I mean, what happened? Like, I'm sure it was obviously just a normal day. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you woke up just kind of doing your routine, and then this happens. How does that come about? You know, from someone who's never experienced this, of course, or any family that's experienced did you have any type of symptoms coming before, like working out, you know what I'm saying, walking?
Well, it's all happened like you said, I had a normal day. And I just, one particular day, I decided to visit my cousin in Rocky Mount. My cousin Quez, shout out to him. And we were just chilling, at the house, just watching a movie, playing the games. And I felt funny, like sitting there probably like 30 minutes into just chilling over there at his house. And it's like my right ear went out, like it went completely mute. And then I like called my mom like on the other side of the phone, like, hey mom, I don't feel right. She like, just lay down, because I just left the house and tell her, all right mom, I'm going with a smile on my face and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just went mute. Then he was like, man, let me fix you some food. Maybe you hungry, man. I like, yeah, let me get some food. And he know I don't play about food. That's what
Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh yeah, no. He give us a little noodles, something to get me back right, shake back. But he noticed I only took like 2 scoops. He like, hey man, you all right, man? Because usually you don't be playing around. So he know that. And then I'm like, man, let me get up, probably get some air. Every time trying to get up, man, it was just like dizziness. And I kept falling back down. Oh man. I like something right for real. Let me lay down. And then after that, it was just, I don't know, man. I went from talking to barely getting words out. The only thing I could make was noise.
At that moment?
Yes. Probably like, I want to say 10 minutes after I lay down, then I got back out, like, okay, something ain't right. But you always got a little voice in your head, but when you can't talk, you just talking in your head. So it's like, help me, man. I'm messed up right now. So he called my family and my mom. He like, something ain't right. Stop foaming from the mouth. Not trying to be too graphic, but and then it was time for the police, and that's when everything went a blur to me. Like,
wow.
I remember being in the ambulance trunk. I remember getting flown out and then being on top of the roof. Like, wake up, man, we're here. And it's like little, I don't know. I just went in and out. That's all I can really say.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. You hear about whether tragic events or things that just happen, and it's just like literally that it just happens, you know.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, I don't want to give you sentiments. I don't. I want you to give the sentiments. But you know, hearing your story, like when we were going through the recruiting process, you told me that, man. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Because how, what was recovery process like? And it's like a two-part thing. Like, do you think being an athlete or just being able to go through things growing up, you know what I'm saying? Was this a benefit for you to get through this, or tell us about like the process and how really did how do you come from being in the bed that you showed me, you know, with all the tubes and stuff like that,
Yes.
to walking, running, lifting, jumping, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because the rehabilitation is serious, right?
Yes, it was. Like, it was definitely a journey. I was on a ventilator for a couple days. So after I, started getting my breathing right and everything,
And that's to
just
help you
like,
breathe
yes, they helped
correctly.
me breathe.
Wow.
I had to go through like some type of feeding tube because I couldn't actually eat anything because something about over here in my neck, it just wouldn't corroborate with me.
Yeah.
So I had like a lot of boost vitamins and stuff every day just to get me back right. And after I was strong enough, as they can see, I can walk. I just had to just walk every day, just stuff that we normally do. With the speech thing, flashcards every day, saying words.
Wow.
My breathing right. I had to use like some type of breathing treatment, John, just to work, make sure I'm getting the right amount of oxygen that I can exhale a lot too. And it just wild, man. Every day they'll ask me, "Can I do anything for you?" I'm like, "I'm just ready to go." That's the only words I can say. But I know that I work hard. Like every time we had therapy, like I said, I stay true to the word 1% better. That had me walking upstairs to record my heartbeat and see how it was. Because I had a loop recorder, but I
What's
got to
that?
remove. It was like control, like monitor your heartbeat, make sure it ain't beating too fast or
Okay.
whatnot. Because like with the stroke, it reset your body almost. So it's like you got to get breathing right. You got to make sure you focus, your memory, and all that.
Wow.
So it's like I repetitive stuff every day. And after a while, I started getting better. I went from a walker to no walker. I went from being able to lift 135 about 2 tons to bench press and all this stuff like I'm doing now. And it's just like, you just got to know every day is going to be better. Like, of course, we all human. We're going to have our days like, oh man, I wish I were here, I wish I were there. But you got to know better days are coming.
Yeah.
And you got to have a strong mind because without a strong mental, I don't know where a lot of people would be.
That's the biggest thing I take from it, man. Like having to build your body back up, like
Yes.
from a child almost, you know what I'm saying? And to get back to where you're at, man, being out here playing ball, you know, you're a beast.
Appreciate it.
It's really a testament. It's really a testament to like your resolve. You got to have that mental about you. You know, you got to be able to work through and get better 1% as you mentioned before, man.
Yes.
What are the biggest takeaways, like looking back at this moment or looking back at this journey, that you could share? Like maybe it's a little bit deeper, not maybe something that nobody really knows. Like what were the biggest kind of like obstacles during that time?
Oh man, it was just like the main thing is like communication. Like, we talk every day. Like,
Yeah.
not being able to tell somebody how you feel or what you need or just trying to have regular conversation, that was real. Like if I was sitting here talking to you a couple years back, I would run out of breath, like just trying to talk to you.
Wow.
So that was the main thing. And like doing stuff for yourself. Like I said, I had to build my right side up, which only had like 3% strength on. So it's like I'm a right-handed person, so I had to switch to the left. So
Lucky lefty.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like little things that we take for granted. Like it's the most important. Like be able to, what I'm saying, take your own shower without falling. Your legs gonna be able to stand for a little bit without your legs coming from under you. Like it just you appreciate the little things when you've been down bad, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
That's wild. That's really wild. And after the situation, you make a full recovery. Do you feel like your body it's a few years now removed? Do you feel like your body is 100%?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. The first time I can't even lie. The first time I came overseas, I was just getting back to the swinger thing, like probably a year prior.
Yeah.
So I would probably say I was about a good 85, 90%. But now that I'm back here for year two, oh, it's 1,000%,
That's what's
man.
up.
I'm just really hyped. Finally, I got the work in that I needed. I got a chance to push my body. So now I get to display what I've been working hard on.
Nice.
So yes,
That's cool.
yes, sir.
That's cool. That's amazing, man. Like, congratulations to you, man.
Appreciate it.
That's huge. That's huge. I just heard about a story. We talked about it. You know, someone went through that, older than us, really,
Yes.
and it doesn't look too good. So, man, it's a big testament to you. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm thankful every day, man.
Yeah, man. I can imagine. I can imagine. Who's your favorite football player?
Ooh, man. Whew. I gotta go with my O-line game, man. Trent Williams, man. He's
Trent
a dog,
Williams?
man.
Why is he your favorite?
Because like his technique, man, how he finish blocks. Like my coach used to always tell me, make sure you finish, and like that's the pure definition of finishing blocks till the whistle blows. Cause you never know when a player might cut back or they might need you to bet them out.
Yes.
So it just that his IQ for the game. He know his matchups. He know what his advantage, what his disadvantage, and just having that dog mentality. Like I'm always forward about that.
Right.
Cause you gotta be a dog to play this sport. If you're not, then they ain't for you.
Let him know again. Tell him again.
You gotta be a dog to play this sport. If not, it's not for you. I'm telling you.
How do you feel? So this is your second year in Europe. You can be as honest as you want, but you don't have to be.
Yes, okay.
Okay. So I'm not trying to throw you on the bus or put you on the spot. But how do you view athletes here in Europe as you've been here now for 2 seasons? You know, coming on your second season. How do you view the athletes here, and what do you think is the biggest thing they're missing when it comes to football? Let's just talk football. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to football development or psychology or scheme, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway so far from being here and watching and being a part of football in Europe?
First of all, it's great. Like I love that everybody stick together, no matter which role you play. If we're a team, you know what I'm saying, we're together.
Right.
But one thing I would say, just the intensity, like pick it up. Like when we're in practice, this is your time to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to. But when it game time, we need to minimize the mistakes.
Right.
So it's like practice, pick it up, have the energy all the time, not just because it's a match. Like, you practice hard, you work on your technique, game time should be a breeze for you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's one thing I would say, like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like, help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know nothing, ask something. Closed mouth don't get fed,
Indeed.
So it's like, that's the main part. And just like, just go 100%. Like, we're not promised this sport every year. So, you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically, if it end up being your last year, why not go out with a bang?
Indeed.
So that's one thing I would say. But the bond and everything, like, I love it here.
Yeah.
I love it. Like,
That's
if you're a
great.
teammate, hey, you my brother.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite part of being in Budapest so far?
Man.
Have you checked out the city? Have you walked around the city?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Jay, man. He showed me the city and whatnot, man. Hey, man.
Big J, man, we're gonna have
it's
him
like
on here
that.
too soon.
Hey, it's like that, man. We had some great time. The food at night, it tastes even better, man. I can't even lie. And it's like the
Why it
scenery.
tastes better?
Huh?
Why does it taste better?
Man, hey, I don't know what to tell you on that one, but hey, it do something special to you, know.
I got you.
But man, it just like the scenery, cause I'm from the country, so
Yeah.
we don't see too much, this and that, certain buildings like up to the sky and all that, unless you go to like Charlotte or something. So it's very nice to see like just a couple of minutes down the road. I'm looking at some nice water views, a bridge, some of everything. The driving out here is wild. That's one thing I would say. Whew, it's different. But other than that, it's great, man. Every day I just wake up like, wow, man, I'm here again for another year. Like, wow, that's the only thing I can really say.
Do you see yourself playing here or like coaching here? After you play here, or maybe you're thinking about transitioning to coaching early on in Europe.
Yeah.
Or would you like to take the experience that you had now and bring it back and kind of pay it forward? It's like, you don't have to. You could make it to the NFL. if it doesn't work out, you could play, semi-pro, but there's also football in Europe.
Yes, I want to do some of both, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm gonna keep playing till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I'm trying to do the same.
you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron say, the day that I can't get a game, all I got, hey, that's it.
Exactly.
But until then, I'm here to stay, and I want to be able to transition over to coaching,
Right.
having the experience, everybody talking different languages and you're being able to coach them. So imagine if you go somewhere else where they understand you, like you have more patience and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
That's one thing I learned over here, patience. It really carry a long way, man.
Trust me.
Yes. And bringing that energy, like you got to bring that positive energy and let you know, like it's deeper than football. Like I want to make sure you're having a great day. I need to know how you feel before we practice. I don't want to chew you out because you have problems at home.
Yeah.
Let me know how you feel first before you step out here.
I think even too in the States, I think we need to do a little bit more of highlighting that and making sure we're implementing this idea when we bring up our guys, because I think obviously from the outside looking in, we know what football looks like. It's hard nosed, it's coaches screaming, they're cursing, and we're sweating, we're bleeding, and we're going a million miles an hour. But do they also know, like you said, that it's deeper than that? It's about your mental, it's about your heart, it's about how focused you are, it's about how disciplined you are. And I think you kind of didn't cover this, but I think this is probably the biggest thing. Well, you kind of talked about it a little bit. This is the biggest thing that's missing, in my opinion. That aspect. Like, it's okay to speak to your teammates. It's okay to be friends on the field, not on the game field though. Friends on the game field. But it's okay to, like, I always ask players, like, how are you today? Or what did you do this weekend? That's important. Because we're supposed to be people together. Then we're supposed to be teammates and players and things like that at the end of the day. So I think that's really important. And I also would encourage our countrymen to, whether they're coaches or players or anything of the like, to put this into how they approach players, in the youth of high school, college too, of course. So that's good. So the big question.
All right.
We understand where you came from.
Yes.
We understand the things that you've worked through, the things that you had to battle through.
Yes.
You're here now. Who is RAKWEON now? What is I want to ask everybody when we come on this platform, what is your essence? Now, for me, I could tell you what I think you are, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter. It's you who walks through these streets. It's you who, goes through this life. And I think more of us need to let the world know who we are instead of everyone being able to peg who we think they are. So I know I have amazing thoughts about you and a perspective about you, but I want you to let people know who is RAKWEON? What is RAKWEON Kent's essence?
My essence, man. Man, it just, first of all, man, I'm a soldier, first of all I've been through, man, and be able to up here talking with you, man, I never would dream of it, first of all. And it just loving, man. I just love everybody. Like, I wish I can just control the world and spread love everywhere and show, like, we all come together. It'd be so much easier, not so much hate. I know you can't go this place with hate in your heart, but spread a little bit more love, and it just like, I'm a person that, you see me and you keep seeing me after a while, we're going to speak, we're going to be friends, man. That's just the type of person I am. I love life. I look at life different, ever since my accident or whatnot happened to me, like, you only get one time, maybe twice if you're lucky, but you gotta love the life that you live, and that's it. It don't matter what people say. It don't matter about none of that. You gotta love yourself first. If you love yourself, you can be able to spare love, and that's it right there.
That's dope. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you another thing. We're gonna get back into something that would surprise people if you told them.
Yeah.
You're a dancer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get sturdy on the feet, a little something.
How were you a part of a group? Or like, were you? Because I saw some clips.
Yeah, man. Little something.
I see you. I see you. And what is it? Just like a hobby or something that you did in the past?
Yeah, it just like it's a hobby, man. It's like when you hear good music, you got no choice but to get up and dance, you know. And then, you know, a couple of me and my friends who had some stuff at the school, the college I was at, like had like a little underground dancing joint. So I kind of joined in a little bit. Like, let me see what y'all talking about.
Like it was a battle group?
No, it's like we all come together, come up with something, and let's see, can we, you know, all get it together.
Okay,
you know,
like choreograph.
Yeah, man. So we used to do something like that, and you know, hear some good music. Like, hey, I got this tight song for you, man. Like, check it out. Like stuff like that.
The dance culture is quite, you know, popular in Europe. Yeah. Maybe you could, you know, choreograph.
I don't know. They're ready for all that, man.
Well, Ray, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you coming to sit down with me.
Thank you, man.
I look forward to the season with you. I look forward to seeing how you grow in Europe. The many years I believe that you have to play here, and then the, you know, following years to see you, you know what I'm saying, pay it forward. Tell people your story, continue telling people your story, and have them have that motivation, okay, maybe, but have that drive and that vision to know that if something happens in their life, and it could be catastrophic, that if you just hold on tight, and if you just keep your mind on the prize, or keep your mind at the end of the tunnel, you know, that there's a world out there that's still there that exists, and for you to be a part of. So I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to say to the people?
Hey,
Anything else you want to say?
252 stand up.
What does that mean?
North Carolina, that's my area code. So you know what I'm saying?
North Carolina, come on.
Raise up.
Okay.
And just live life and love it, man.
Yes, sir.
You only get one shot at this life and live it to the fullest, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo!
Yay!
We out you.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Another Dander production.